Okay. I call this meeting to order at
6:12.
6:10.
6:10.
Okay, at 6:10. Will you rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. I will call the roll. I will start with the recording secretary.
Sherry is the recording secretary.
And
Karen Hutchings, Selectman.
Mark Courier.
Peg Hurd, School Board.
David Carpus.
Bob Carrier.
Thomas McDougall.
Tammy Smith.
Justin Bellin.
Larry Brown.
Okay. And there's no selectman here. Okay. We are here to go over holding a public hearing on the town's budget and warrant articles. So, first of all, we will start with warrant article. I know it's not a money article. I take it back. I have to do something first. The 2019 proposed warrant to the inhabitants of the town of Milton in the county of Stratford in the said state, qualified to vote in town affairs. First session. You are hereby notified that the first session, the deliberative session of the annual town meeting will be held on Saturday, February 9th, 2019, beginning at 9 a.m. at the new high school cafeteria. The first session will consist of explanation, discussion, and debate of each of the following warrant articles. It will also afford voters who are present the opportunity to propose, debate, and adopt amendments to warrant articles, except those articles whose wording is prescribed by state law. The second session of the annual town meeting to elect town officers by official ballot and to vote on all warrant articles as they may have been amended at the first session will be held on Tuesday, March 12th, 2019, at the Milton Assembly of God Church at 370 White Mountain Highway. Polls for voting by official ballot will open at 8 a.m. and close at 7 p.m. I'm going to read Article 1 because it is not a money article, but it is to choose all necessary town officers for the ensuing year for which there are vacancies for such terms as may be permitted by law. The Board of Selectmen, 1 for 3 years. Budget Committee, 1 for 1 year, 2 for 3 years. Cemetery Trustee, 1 for 3 years. The Fire Chief, 1 for 3 years. Library Trustees, 1 for 3 years. Town Clerk, Tax Collector, 1 for 3 years. Planning Board, 2 positions for 3 years. Trustees of the Trust Funds, 1 position for 3 years. Treasurer, 1 for 1 year. Zoning Board of Adjustments, 2 for 3 years. January 23rd will be the first day for filing declaration of candidacy for town offices in school with the town clerk. You have to go to the town clerk and submit your name. The last day will be February 1st. It will be the last day you can file for candidacy.
Attention.
Okay. Yes.
We don't have that. What you just finished reading.
the addition DC.
I have the addition on that. You don't have this.
Oh, okay.
Just for some, I added on there because I want to make sure. I know I did it with the school.
Never mind. Thank you.
And I do apologize for the school. I wanted to put the officers as well, but I did not think of that until it's too late. But they can come down to the town clerk and they can find out what positions are open in the schools. Okay.
So we have Article 2 and 3.
We will start the article. The vice chair will read the article.
All right.
Just the money articles, okay?
Article 4, Operating Budget. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate as an operating budget $4,676,733.37, not including appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately. The amount set forth on the budget posted with the warrant or as amended by vote of the first session. Should this article be defeated, the default budget shall be $4,563,422.98, which is the same as last year, with certain adjustments required by previous action of the town or by law, or the governing body may hold one special meeting in accordance with RSA 40:13, Roman X and XVI, to take up the issue of a revised operating budget only. Majority vote required, recommended by Board of Selectmen 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 6-3.
Does anybody want to speak to the article? I'm seeing none. I'm bringing it back to the board. Any comments? Okay, next article.
Article 5, Highway and Road Construction Fund. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $325,000 for highway and road construction fund purposes. Said amount will be partially offset by revenues from the highway block grant, estimated to be $134,000. This will be a non-lapsing appropriation per RSA 32:7 Roman VI and will not lapse until completed or by December 31st, 2020, whichever occurs first. Estimated tax impact is 44 cents per thousand. Majority vote required, recommended by the BOS 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 8-1.
Would anybody like to speak to the article? I'm seeing none. I'm bringing it back to the board. Any comments or any? Okay, next article.
Article 6, Fire Department Equipment and Apparatus Capital Reserve Fund. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $70,000 to be added to the Milton Fire Department Equipment and Apparatus Capital Reserve Fund, previously established for the purpose of funding future capital expenditures as described in the recommended 2019 to 2024 Capital Improvements Program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 8-1.
Would anybody like to speak to the article? Over there first. Okay, seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board. Dave? You all set?
There aren't 11 people on the budget
I was wondering how we
committee.
got to 11 too.
821 is wrong. It should be 621 if anything.
You're correct on that, I don't.
Yes, it was 621.
Yeah.
Okay, that's gotta be changed. Nice catch, Dave.
Very good catch. As you can tell, I'm just reading, I'm not paying attention to what I'm reading.
Okay. Okay, anybody else on the board? See anything that needs to be changed? Okay, next article.
All right, Article 7, Highway Department Special Equipment Capital Reserve Fund. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $29,000 to be added to the Highway Department Special Equipment Fund, previously established for the purpose of funding future capital expenditures as described in the recommended 2019-2024 Capital Improvements Program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 8-1.
Would anybody like to speak to the article? I'm seeing none. I'll bring it back to the board. Any questions? Anything you see that's different? Okay, next article, Tom.
All right, Article 8, Highway Department Vehicle Fund. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $49,000 to be added to the Highway Department Vehicle Fund previously established for the purpose of funding future capital expenditures as described in the recommended 2019-2024 Capital Improvements Program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 8-1.
Does anybody would like to speak to the article? I'm seeing none. I'll bring it back to the board. Tom?
I believe I said $49,000 reading the words. I should have said 49,000. They should insert the word dollars after thousand. Otherwise, somebody may assume you're going to raise 49,000 clams or oysters or
Okay, I see that.
reading what should be there and
Okay, right
That was
after
there.
after the
after the thousand. Yes.
Okay. Nice catch. Anybody else see anything? Okay, Tom.
Article 9, Municipal Buildings Fund. to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $50,000 to be added to the municipal buildings fund previously established for the purpose of funding future capital expenditures as described in the recommended 2019-2024 capital improvements program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required. Recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0. Recommended by the Budget Committee 9-0.
Would anybody like to speak to the article? I'm not seeing none. I'm bringing it back to the board. This one states that, and this is the DPW barn, which they are looking for, if I can remember right, I don't have that thing with me, or do I? No. That's for not planning, but I can't remember the word. I'm looking for, they want to put a not a drawing.
Engineering?
I had that all here, but it's like, oh, never mind. I'll find it right here. That was something that was a little more specific. Okay, this is for the DPW engineering. And this is that $50,000. It's for the engineering of the bill of the DPW. I gotta keep this out. I might need this again. Everybody should have one of these. Okay. Next article, Tom.
All right. Article 10, Milton Free Public Library Capital Reserve Fund. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $52,000 to be placed in the Milton Free Public Library Capital Reserve Fund, previously established for the purpose of funding future capital expenditures as described in the recommended 2019-2024 capital improvements program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required. Recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0. Recommended by the Budget Committee 9-0.
Anybody would like to speak to the article? I'm seeing none. I'll bring it back to the board. Anybody on the board? Yes, Tom.
Starting to get nitpicky.
That's okay.
On the majority vote required, there should be an open paren to the left of the M on majority.
Okay, which one is that, Tom?
That Article 10, that's...
Is it 10 right here?
Another page.
Article 10. Oh. I usually double-side these things.
Right there. So you got clue.
Yep.
Everything else in parentheses. That
Okay.
was not-
That's all right. It should be done right. Okay. Right,
Okay.
Next article, Tom.
Article 11, Milton Technology Fund. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $6,000 to be placed in the Town of Milton Technology Fund, previously established for the purpose of funding future capital expenditures as described in the recommended 2019-2024 capital improvements program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required. Recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0. Recommended by the Budget Committee 5-4.
Would anybody like to speak to the article? Yes,
You
sir.
don't need the quote mark at the end of it. If you're gonna nitpick, that's the only thing I saw.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, seeing none, I'm bringing it back to the board. Anybody got any questions or is there anything else we didn't see here?
Just one statement, it's like I didn't clarify when we voted on this, one of the, it's like, because I know I was one of the no's, and that was, what we were told the current budget is $14,000. That's enough unless you're buying supercomputers practically to replace 20 computers.
Okay.
Right now, and the town indicated they only had 14, I think.
Yeah, I think-
14, 16, so there's enough in there to replace every computer the town currently owns with a new
Okay.
computer.
Okay, anybody else? Larry?
That, if I may, a question from the, to the Board of Selectmen and Town Administrator. Computers are basically soldered widgets. What about programs? and development and the software to run the computers as technology changes and the cost of storage. Is that part of this?
That would be part of it. That would be part of it, yeah.
So,
It would come loaded with some package or something on it. We do have to buy other software too, but I mean, that would come, the computer would come with something loaded on it.
and
Go ahead.
further, and may, if I remember correctly, there should also be increased costs to harden all of the programs that are run against unwanted guests.
I think I know what you're saying, is what you're saying against
Malware.
malware.
Anybody else? Okay, go ahead, Larry.
All right. Article 12, Geographic Information System. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $2,500 for the purpose of continued upgrades of the public web-based Geographic Information System, GIS, for the town as described in the recommended 2019-2024 Capital Improvements Program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 9-0.
Would anybody like to speak to the article? I'm seeing none. I'll bring it back to the board. Board all set with this? Okay, Tom?
Article 13, Bridge Capital Reserve Fund. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $25,000 to be placed in the Bridge Capital Reserve Fund previously established for the purpose of funding future capital expenditures, as described in the recommended 2019-2024 Capital Improvements Program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 9-0.
Would anybody like to speak to the article?
I'd like to talk about it for just a moment.
Sure, go ahead.
I know.
Your name, please, so I can...
I'm sorry, Humphrey Williams.
Okay, that's,
Yeah.
all right, go ahead.
I understand the reason for the money. I know it was at the selectmen's meeting when this occurred, but I don't believe that a lot of the people in town are gonna understand why this wasn't on there and now it's on there again. I'm just wondering if we can put something in here because it grew is the reason why we needed the additional funds. Karen, I remember that, I mean, that was a pretty
Right.
big discussion as
It
to
was.
why we're going back there again. I think if it's left this way without something explaining why, it may get shut down, and I think
The
it's,
voter guide can explain it a
The
little bit.
voter guide could have something in it that would explain better.
well, I just think
Yeah,
we need to
but-
make sure something's there. It doesn't necessarily have to be here, but it needs to be understood by the public why we're back raising money again.
If I can remember right, I think we were about $8,000 short.
Right.
And I think Pat Smith said he could take his highway and put it in his highway grant, and he could put the rest of the money in there. Because I know there's only, what was it,
There's
25, and
25,000 on
he
this
he
with
said,
no approval.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what it is, we need a representative to kind of keep track of this. Somebody from the selectmen needs to stay in touch, because this is, you got Maine, you got New Hampshire, they gotta get together and to see what is it they really need, exactly what they need to get started. And I think there's just a miscommunication here, because I was at that meeting as well, and it seems like nobody seems to know, and
It
Pat.
seems to be it seems to be a running target, a moving target.
Yes, it
Larry
is.
brought that up too, that, it needs to be an established target.
Yep.
But I just think for this aspect of it, it's important enough. We need that bridge. There's
Yep.
no doubt that we have to have something in the voter's guide. We have to have something out there for the public to understand.
okay. I would take a note that, Heather, to put an additional information on there.
Additional, it can't go in this because this is the award. and-
Right.
No, it won't go in there, but I mean, there's the voter's guide, so they have understand.
Yep.
Or if they want to look at that meeting minutes, I forgot what date it was.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I didn't bring it to the board, I'm asking.
Yeah, it'll go in there. Go ahead.
No, I mean, there's a meeting we had, I can't remember the date, November 7th. It was in there, it was discussed there, I believe.
January.
January, what did I say, November? Oh, I don't want to go back that way. January 7th, okay. You all set, sir?
Yes, I
Okay, I'm bringing it back to the board. Larry, did you want to say something?
As Humphrey said, Bruce is actually the one, though he did not phrase it, that this project is sort of like build, design, pay, rather than design, bid, build. And it's,
You're right.
it's awkward. But if you just say no bridge, no ice cream.
Well said. Peg?
Yeah, I mean, I have a question based on what you just had to say, because when we discussed this, we talked about all of the different bridges in town and not the main townhouse bridge. So, am I confused, or?
Well, then I am too, because I specifically asked, are we talking about
Thank you.
New Bridge?
So we're both confused.
Curtis's Bridge, and I was told no. We were told that these were all the other bridges in town, not.
This is all the other bridges in town. It is all the other.
So this has
That's why
nothing
it
to
needs
do
be
with.
clarified.
Yeah, that's gonna need clarification, because I thought the same thing was going to the town.
Because the one that says that it's for that says Maine, New Hampshire.
Yeah,
The
okay.
article, if you look at the article that was for the joint bridge off of Townhouse, it was taken out, and that says on it Maine, New Hampshire.
Right, but there's multiple Maine, New Hampshire bridges that go along, and, you know, there's what, 3 in Milton Mills, there's 2 in Milton.
This is not the interstate bridge. This is not for interstate bridges. That's what, I guess, the clarification.
Okay, so
We'll
this
make
is-
sure we can put something in the voter's guide.
These are for all the other bridges, okay.
Which we discussed at the last meeting, there was 5 of them.
Okay.
I believe it was 5.
All right.
When we
Thank you.
talked about this warrant, there was 5 bridges.
Yeah.
Okay, what I should have done is brought it back to the board first. That's okay, we're going into it. The other thing too is I don't see the other bridge. Which
We don't have
is-
any more. We're taking that.
You taking off the winding one, road one as well?
No, we took off the interstate one.
Okay,
So we still don't get ice cream.
okay, I brought it back to the board, I guess. All right, next one, Tom.
Okay, eradicate invasive species. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $10,000 for the purposes of eradicating the invasive plant species from bodies of water in the town. This is a special warrant article as described and recommended in 2019-2024 Capital Improvements Program. This appropriation will be funded by transfer from the fund balance, and no additional amount will be raised by new taxation. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen 3-0, recommended by the Budget Committee 4-3-1.
Does anyone want to speak to the article?
You need to put some words in there about recommended in the capital improvements fund.
Okay.
Yes.
Here's Tom's stuff.
Described and recommended, described in the,
In the,
right here, after
described in the
the,
recommended. I got all those changes.
and the recommended.
Okay,
I'll speak on that one, because that one was just changed in that from our last meeting on January 7th. It was discussed to take out specific bodies of water and make it open. Bodies of water was left out, that's why I had to make another copy for you. We wanted to specify that it's bodies of water so that kudzu and things like that are not what's turning up that people are calling and complaining about, that they need eradicated from
okay.
their
Which-
residents.
Okay, hold it, let me bring it back to the board. I know she's on the board, but she's speaking as a selectman. This may have to be revoted because we did not, what the wording was species, all kinds of species. There was no indication, it was just water. So we're gonna have to,
Water.
we're gonna have to re-vote on this one.
Yeah, it
wasn't even
didn't say
water.
water. It
No, it
said,
didn't say what.
it said invasive species
invasive
in the
species
town.
In general,
Yeah.
okay? And naiad was mentioned, but it's all species, the way I saw it too. So we're gonna have to re-vote on this one. Just hold on for a second. I gotta get a separate piece of paper to do that. Larry?
Not to give Tom all the glory for his parentheses, the, as the definite article, suggests that it is the invasive plant species A, B, and C, as opposed to just plant species which do not require the definite article.
Okay, so,
Want me to do that again?
yeah, do you, Larry?
Just,
Take the word "the" out
Take out the word the.
yeah.
between eradicating and invasive.
Right there.
Yep, that word doesn't need
All
to
right.
be there.
And there are a tremendous number of invasive plant species, Norway maple, euphorbia, burning bush, et cetera, et cetera. And so it would be endless.
You making it, you are changing anything, Larry?
No, just the.
Okay, that's all right, all right, I get it, I can see it, all right.
From bodies of water in the town. If you wanted, it could be both flowing bodies and body of water is different than a stream, just what water is of the town. But I would go whatever 3P says.
Are you, everybody all set with that? Do you want to make a change? Tom?
I don't know that we need to capitalize the B of bodies and the W of water.
No, not necessary. We're not specifically saying any water or type. We do. Anybody else? Is that all we're gonna change, is the D on that one beside, and then the capitals?
And then
And then we
In
gotta
the-
take,
I'll move to revote.
okay, you made the motion, I need a
I'll
second.
second that.
Okay, all those in favor? I just get that motion that we're gonna make a change in here.
So we're gonna revote it.
You gotta re-vote, but see,
You'll
he
have
made
to
the motion.
rescind your vote first.
What's that?
You'll have to rescind the vote first, the original vote, and whoever made the first and the second.
Oh, God.
You're correct. And that would have to be on whoever was voted for it.
Right.
Does anybody remember? I don't have the,
I think I voted yay.
what's that? I need somebody with the positive vote. I know I voted for
Hold
it.
on, I have it right here.
Okay.
We need not specifically who voted yay or nay, it's who actually
Made the motion.
made the
Made the
motion
motion,
and second. They have to retract the motion in the second, or the second and then the motion.
I stand corrected.
This is Article 14.
14.
14.
Move to recommend Article 14 as written by Mr. Brown and seconded by Mr. McDougal.
Okay, so whoever made the motion need to rescind it, then the second goes first.
Rescind my second.
Done.
Okay. Now, we'll need the motion to recommend, well, yeah. We need to vote on this again, either to recommend or not recommend the Article 14.
It's basically just a repeat. I move to recommend Article 14 as modified.
I have a second.
Okay, I will call the roll. Sherry, you ready for this? I'm gonna call the roll. I'm gonna start with you, Mark.
Yes.
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 Yes, we didn't rescind our earlier vote.
We did a procedure, we didn't vote to do that?
Are we voting to rescind right now?
No,
We didn't vote to rescind. Don't worry about it.
no, should do it right. Okay, we should do it right. That was to rescind it first and then redo the motion,
The
okay?
roll call for the vote. Tom, no. Mark, no. Dave, no. Larry, yes. Tammy, yes. Justin, yes. Peg abstained. The chair voted yes. Motion passes 4-3-1.
Yeah, okay, now, there was a motion made by
Rescind.
Larry and then seconded by Tom. Now we got the vote that we're gonna rescind this one. Rescind the vote on this one.
Oh, we did it backwards.
Yeah,
Oh, we did it?
I move we rescind the original vote on Article 14.
Okay.
I will second it.
guide me now, will
You have to
you?
rescind your first one.
Where are we now?
We are rescinding our 4-3-1 vote on the previous reading of the article.
Okay, so we're gonna go call the roll, and we'll finish that one, then we'll go again. Okay, yes, Sherry?
Okay. Who made the motion to rescind the vote?
Tom,
I did.
Seconded by Larry.
sorry, I had it backwards, I should, the second's gotta go out first.
Somebody's keeping it straight.
The whole board is. I'm the one that needs to be
Okay,
straightened.
I'm ready.
Okay, this is to rescind it now, okay?
To rescind the original vote.
The original vote. So Sherry, I'm gonna put the roll call again, and this will be to rescind it, then we're gonna go back and bring in the motion again to re-vote on this. You got this, okay?
Yes,
You all set?
I'm ready.
Okay, Mark?
Yes.
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 Yes,
Chair says yes.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
You
Uh,
got the,
I move to approve, what's the number?
14.
Article 14 as amended.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? Seeing none.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
Just like to make sure we understand what we changed in the article.
Yep.
We deleted the between eradicating and invasive,
Yes.
and we returned the capital B in bodies of water and the capital W in bodies of water to lowercase.
Correct.
That is all the changes we made.
No,
That's
no,
on
and
there.
then there is a special warrant article as described in the.
In the-
In the, thank you. Okay.
Okay, wait a minute. Which one did you do? Is this the same page? This is
Yeah,
the...
in the, you got that
Okay, I
there,
got
in
that,
the-
yeah, it's in there.
And the two capitals and.
Yeah.
in the-
Okay.
all right.
Any more discussion on this? Okay, ready? Jerry, you ready to put a roll call?
Yes.
Okay, I'll start with you, Mark.
Yes.
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 Yes,
The chair says yes.
Don't forget Aaron.
And Aaron?
Yes,
Vote 9-0. I'm sorry, Aaron, you're sitting over there.
there.
I'm sorry, I won't forget you again. Okay, so the motion passed. So now the new number is 9-0. Let me just get that clarification. Okay, Tom, go ahead.
Okay, we haven't voted on Article 15, I don't think.
No, we did not.
Okay. Article 15, Conservation Commission Casey Road Fund. To raise and appropriate $5,000 for the town. Let me start again. To raise and appropriate $5,000 for the town conservation fund to help the Casey Road Conservation Land Easement Project, which will place a conservation easement on 79 forested acres of town-owned land on Casey Road in Milton. The easement to be held by the Qualified Land Trust, Moose Mountain Regional Greenways. Majority vote required, recommended by the Board of Selectmen, 3-0.
Okay, we need to recommend this article, even though our name is not on there, recommended by. Okay, does anybody got questions on that? Go ahead, I'll bring it out. Anybody want to speak to the article? There we go. That's what I
Just
want.
think, well, you gotta put the words in front and put the number, the total number in parentheses
Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
And lose the parenthesis after fund.
After fund.
Yeah, the parentheses should be around the $5,000, the number itself.
after, where is that? Oh. Okay. See what you guys are doing on this.
It's in parentheses, that shouldn't be there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what threw me.
There shouldn't be one after the word fund either.
Well, that's the
That's the one.
parentheses, it shouldn't be there.
Yeah, shouldn't be there. None of them should be.
Which shouldn't be around the dollar amount. Oh, yes, it should.
Everything's there, it's okay. The rest of it's all right.
But not around the $5,000 in words.
Yes. Okay, you can actually use the right notation, these two words are interchanged.
Yeah, I know, but you gotta make sure that that goes there.
You take the
not
parentheses
there.
around the,
I did too.
yeah, you gotta take that out and then it goes on the other one. Okay, so it goes around the 5,000. Okay. All right. There. Okay, I think I need a motion to,
I will make a motion to approve Article 15, Conservation Commission Casey Road Fund as amended.
yes. Any-
Second for discussion.
Okay.
Oh.
Second by Dave for discussion, okay. This one is it is an easement that they want to do it's the Casey Road. They are doing fundraisers as much as possible, but they need the additional money to help them out because there's a lot of work that needs to be done up there. And this 5,000 would help them move on to some of the projects they have up there. And they are doing fundraisers, they're looking for grants everywhere, but right now they could use some money to take care of Casey Road because they want to open it up to the public. It's an easement, and this would help them out. They're just asking for 5,000. This would get them started.
They applied for the news plate grant, and they didn't get it.
They didn't get it.
They were
Competitive.
kind of banking,
Mm.
you know, really put a lot of stock into that, and when they didn't get it, it was, so they've been doing a lot of matching. They had a private donor
Yep.
who stepped up and matched some up to a certain, I forget what the amount was now, I wanna say it was $6,000.
Something like that,
But I think it was 6,000, and so I mean, they have been really
They don't work in their
stepping
catalog.
outside of the box, trying to.
Yeah. They want to do a lot up there. They want to put a parking space in there so people, instead of parking on the side of the road, they want to bring them in there and just park there.
They want a bus turnaround, not to interrupt, but they want a bus turnaround. in there
Okay,
as well.
so yes, you're right, because the school wants to use it.
Right,
And I understand that the scouts are going to go in and mark the trails.
blazing them, they already have started.
They have started, okay.
They're gonna dog walk, I think, the end of the month.
Up to, I can't remember the name of the young man that's doing it.
Yeah, I can't either. He's doing it as a project.
Yes, Tyler.
Okay. Any more discussion on this? Peg?
Just a quick question. This is the second one that is going to come out of the taxes. Do you have a tax impact? I mean, 5,000 is not going to be much, but
I don't see no tax income, no tax.
it's not coming from
No, it's not.
the fund balance, so.
I thought she said it was gonna be. Trying to figure it out. They bring my calculator in, but I think
I think this is just a special warrant article.
it's a couple things.
It's not going to, I don't know.
Right, but
what the impact-
it's raising and
It's
appropriating
raising
$5,000,
and I
so
don't-
there will be
She
a
believes
tax.
it's 2 cents, she said,
I saw it, but I think it's 1
Okay.
2 cents.
2 cents?
I asked,
so we'll get our 2 cents.
3 cents? 4 cents? 4 months?
I thought it was 2 cents. I thought it was like one, I thought it was point like 1/4, like 1 cent, 1 point, between 1 and 2 cents.
So you're saying a penny or two pennies?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Is that how you round?
Okay,
2? Okay.
all right.
Thank you.
Okay, any more discussion on this? Okay, I'm gonna call the roll. Start with you, Mark.
Yes.
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 No?
Yes.
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 Chair says yes, it is.
You,
Next.
Karen?
Promised me.
You're not sitting, you,
And it's gonna
Aaron.
start sitting with us.
I had this all planned out all day. This was not gonna go wrong.
Uh-huh.
Aaron?
Yes.
You said yes, okay. The motion passes 8 to 1.
Yep.
Before this year's over, I'm hoping to get this right. Okay, I'm looking to see, there was another one in here. Okay, there is one. Yes, Article 21. Now, this is a petition article, but since it's asking for money, that's part of our job to do that. We have to either recommend or not recommend it. This came from Joanne. Okay, because I wasn't sure about petition articles, but if you're asking for money, that's gotta come through us. Is the Board of Selectmen going to vote on this?
They can, but they don't have to.
Okay,
They're not required to, is what
all right.
we've been told. That's from my attorney. Sometimes people like to, they like to look at it, but they don't have to, so I can do it.
Okay, but since they're asking for money, that we have to go through this,
Mhm. There's a tax impact on this one.
okay?
0.04.
What's that?
Is it 0.4 or is it
Point
0.04?
4 cents.
Okay,
Okay, because, yeah, you take this to be 40 cents.
Is a 0 missing?
0.4 cents.
4
Okay.
cents.
0.04.
Okay, Tom, read the article.
All right, Article 21, Town Boat Ramp Revitalization and Construction, submitted by petition. To see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate the sum of $15,000 to be added to the Milton Recreational Capital Reserve Fund previously established for the purpose of renovation and reconstruction of the town-owned boat ramp, as described in the capital improvement plan. This amount will be added to the existing $15,000 that was appropriated in 2017 for anticipated construction to begin in 2019. Estimated tax impact is 4
40
cents.
cents.
4 cents.
This project was not recommended in the 2019-2024 capital improvements plan. Majority vote required.
Okay, anybody would like to speak to the article?
We have to make a motion to,
Oh, let me,
See if
that's
anybody.
great, we didn't, well, I was gonna bring it to them to correct,
The only
we should,
public, I don't think we public here. If you're putting it down, I actually didn't see it on the others either. When you're putting down in cents, there should be a 0 in front of all of them, too, which isn't
Yes.
there on any of the others. So it should be 0.0.
0.04.
thank you.
okay. Now, we really should, because we didn't do nothing to this. And I put a discussion right before we did the motion. I think we need to have the motion.
I will make a motion to approve Article 21, the town boat ramp revitalization and construction, submitted by petition as amended.
Okay? Anybody
Second.
second? Second by Tom. Okay, discussion. This boat, well, okay,
Just to make sure, the only modification we had was the estimated tax impact of $0.04.
yeah. Okay, discussion. This is the beach's biggest fundraiser. Okay, I don't know the exact amount. There was talk at one time to let the state take it. And if they take it, repair it, we will lose the revenue. This boat ramp is one of the biggest moneymakers that they have, and it takes care of the beach. The money is put back in there, it takes care of the buildings, it takes care of the grounds. This is important. And I just don't understand why it does not pass the CIP, because this is a revenue source and it's badly needed. If it does not get taken care of, my fear would be that sooner or later, the town beach would become part of the budget to fund it. If the state gets it, we lose a valuable source of money. Okay, yes, Peg?
Do we have any estimate for completing it? Whether it was 15,000 in the fund and now asking for 15? Is there an estimate for?
They want to start construction in 2019, and she said it shouldn't take that long to get.
I'm just talking
Total
monetary,
dollar.
total
No,
dollar?
that 30,000.
The 30,000,
should-
okay,
yeah,
all right,
that was the price that was given for it.
okay, thank you.
If you look at your CIP, you will see in the back, there's pictures of the boat ramp, different kind of pictures on the back and showing it what it does. It's in the CIP. A lot of, there's about 3 or 4 pictures in there. And that's what they want to repair. And to me, I do not like to lose the revenue source. Go ahead.
And maybe it's in some other thing that I didn't see, or it's not, but maybe in the voter's guide, there should be numbers of, okay, what is the revenue that's generated off of this on average per year? It's like he was saying, that's the largest revenue related to the town beach, okay?
It's self-sustaining. It's not that it's not like it's a moneymaker per se. It's self-sustaining, and yes, it does have a balance left over, and that at the end of the year, but it is self-sustaining, so that things can be done. The hopes of adding a full-time building right now, they have a summer camp program up there. This summer they brought in a tent that was a loaner and put that up on the beach to provide the kids shelter on hot sunny days, this type of thing. So, you know, it's not that it generates all of this money. It's self-sustaining more than anything. And monies that, I mean, things that should like to see. And I mean, I'm not the rec director, so I can only speak on what little bit that, you know, I've heard. But to put a building up down there, another, excuse me, pavilion type building, the bathrooms are in rough shape. So they're gonna have to be readdressed, and money's gonna have to be put into those. So yes, it does, but it's a self-sustaining rather than the $42,000, which I believe, and don't, you know, but I believe it was roughly $42,000 last summer. I wanna say 34 of it, and again, I'm going by memory, hearing conversation and that, but was paid out salaries. The kids that sit at the gatehouse, they inspect the boats that are coming in to be put into the water. The reason for the inspection is Article 14, to help to keep the naiad, milfoil, and other invasive plants out of the waters there. So I mean, it's a series. So that anyone wanting more information in that, call Karen Brown. She'll be more than happy to explain.
Oh yeah, I guess I would, and I right now freely admit I haven't paid enough attention related to it. It's like, is the boat ramp a different fee from the general use of the beach, or that's all, or is it all lumped in?
It's two separate. No, it's two separate.
Okay, and that's where I'm getting at with the voter's guide is, okay, how much of an income actually comes from specifically what people pay to use the boat
and
ramp?
then you have the differences of, you know, if you're a town resident, you can come in here, you can get a pass from the town clerk's office. If you go,
I'm just saying it would help get it through if you can say, again, I'm going to make up numbers. It's like, we bring in $30,000 in revenue just because we have the boat ramp, and if we didn't have the boat ramp, we wouldn't have the $30,000. So fundamentally, if we spend $30,000 to repair it, it's a zero for that year. But at that point, it's now making money again. That's not very clear to me. Just reading this article and not utilizing the beach or the boat ramp or anything, because I don't own a boat, but. It might be more clear if it was somehow explained in the voter's guide.
Okay, the money that they generate there goes into the revolving fund, the beach revolving fund. Okay, that's where any excess money goes there. It's money in, money out. The taxpayers do not see it. Okay, that's where they get it, and if I ever get hold of that revolving fund, which I'm hoping to get, but I understand is still being worked on. Because that's important, because there's a lot of stuff that we don't have no say in it, but there's some things in there that I think we need to take a look at. Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna ask you, Heather, because you told me that everything's still being worked on, okay? Larry, you had something.
Several points. The issue of ownership is distinct from the condition of the boat launch itself. There are still technical questions out there raised by some as to the best materials and construction process to be used. To the best of my knowledge, there's nothing in the tentative design presented that specifies that it should be water-resistant cement. It does not specify that 1,000-pound blocks could be handled by the town itself. It does not specify alternate construction techniques of using multiple sections of core 10 steel as the slope ramp, but there is nothing that requires the town to maintain a boat launch, nothing in statute that says that the town does not maintain a boat launch, that the state thereby acquires any exceptional power of eminent domain to take a boat launch in either disrepair or not launched by the town. Additionally, the concerns are very rightly raised that having a 24-hour access to the lake controlled by the state opens the ponds up to the very problem which we are attempting to solve by controlling invasive species, with additional intrusion into the town's use of the beach itself and intrusion into the parking which is presently controlled and has full access of the town itself. Boom.
Okay. Anybody else? Peg?
I just looked back through the rec department budget presentation, and there was absolutely nothing in there about revenue or anything from the boat launching. I mean, it was, the beach is self-sustaining
Yep.
over the summer, just from people going in and using the beach, but there was nothing in there about.
Okay.
So I think we need to maybe expand a little bit in the voter guide.
Oh, wait a minute. Go ahead, Larry.
That I'm sorry, the last point was, the Recreation Commission is honorable people, and the expenses are difficult to track just because they all come to the beach. Even so, I think I remember that there was discussion as to whether or not the revolving fund moving up was of itself sufficient to handle the repairs at point X without an exact and professionally engineered assessment of the danger to the boat ramp at this point. And again, that is nothing against the work of the Recreation Commission, many of whom I know and like.
Thank you.
They have summer programs down there
Right.
that they hold, and that's also money coming in for them because they have to pay to be there, and that's also going into the revolving fund. Everything in that beach goes in revolving fund. They have these camps that they hold, and it pays for the salaries and everything. But I think I lost my train of thought. There was something else that you mentioned that it's not in there, but every program that Karen puts on, it's either self-supporting or it doesn't go. So any money that there is in the recreation, whatever it is that she has, it has to be self-supporting, otherwise she will not run it.
It would be interesting to see the fund balance and, you know, the ins and the outs and whatever. Just
Well,
I know. Never mind.
No. For myself, it gives me the general balance, the general fund, the balance in that general fund.
Right.
Okay, what it is, I'm also looking at it because sometimes I can ask, well, look, you got money in this budget. I mean, in the revolving fund, why don't you reduce your lines? The police chief did at one time, reduce his gas line, and he says, if I need money, I'll get it from there, so. The revolving fund can be used. Any more discussion on this?
Just to,
Mark?
you're saying that if this passes, that will it be done for this upcoming season?
Not for the, I doubt for the beginning of the season because it doesn't go to the voters till March.
You won't be able to start till.
Alls I know is what the warrant article, I mean, it was a warrant article put together by the people, had nothing to do with the BOS, so.
Because this has been an ongoing thing for a long time.
They knew that they needed that much money. They were afraid in 2017 to, I guess, to go after the full.
It
longer than
goes
that,
back even
predates.
way
I
before.
can't.
It's it's, it's been a long, long time. They've been trying to get a new boat ramp.
Right.
And what to do, and there's been different studies of how they're gonna do it. Tear it down, crush stone,
Right.
and do that. There's that one there is public. Okay, fine, but you have to pay. It's either $10. I
Right,
think last year was $10,
Or you get the,
or you can go to another place in Maine and
Yeah.
pay $10. Or if you own a piece of property that allows you access to the water, those are the only two real places that you can launch a boat.
right.
So yeah, it's a good source, but honestly, right now the town boat ramp is horrible. It really is bad. So a lot of people are going elsewhere.
Across, right, yep.
So you're losing money.
Oh, yeah.
Larry, I want to ask you a question. There is some, with the pictures, is drawings and how they would proceed. Have you read those?
Yes.
And nothing's been, I should say there's specifications in there. I think there's more than one.
My math peaked in third grade. I have prejudices, but not enough engineering background. I know what else I read.
Okay, well, I just mentioned it because I think there's a couple, and there's pictures of what it should look like in the CIP. Okay. Go ahead, Larry.
I will say, technically, there are concretes out there,
Yeah.
which there are 2,500-year-old Roman underwater concrete structures in the Bay of Naples that have not reverted because they use specialized concrete, and I don't see that. So
Okay.
I'm
All right.
optimistic but neutral.
All right. Any more discussion? Okay. What I'll do is I'll call the roll. Sherry, you all set? Okay. Mark?
Yes.
Yes.
Dave?
I'm abstaining. I don't know enough about it.
Okay. Tom?
Yes.
Tammy?
Yes.
Justin? Larry?
Yeah, I'm also abstaining.
Okay. And the chair
Yes.
Sharon? Oh, Sharon. Will you sit up here?
Or at least sit there so you're in his
Oh,
direct
okay.
line of sight.
You would be in my
Let
line.
me bring a straw.
Okay, Aaron. What do you vote?
Yes.
Okay. All right,
I think that
and
scared the heck out of Mark.
the chair says yes. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there could be something missing. Aaron's not here. 7. Okay, 7-0-2. 2 abstention. The motion passes. I will mark this down. 7-0-2. Okay. You got it? Okay, this is the end of the warrant articles. And one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to open the public hearing, which I should have done at 6:10. And I will now close the public hearing at, I had this all practiced all day long. I'll close the public hearing at 7:09.
We need to get you a mop.
Oh, I gotta get a write-up on this, all this stuff. Thank you, Heather, for staying.
You're welcome. I just
Okay.
gonna make that.
All right,
Ooh.
we'll go back into regular session.
Is my presence critical?
If you have to leave, Larry, go ahead. I mean,
I
it's,
have a budget.
yes, you do.
Planning board.
And if you want to be excused, okay? Sherry, gonna be excused? Okay.
We haven't gotten these yet.
I redid those meeting minutes, the one for December, the approval of minutes of December 18th. I redid it. The ones I sent you were the correct ones. What I wanted you to see is the ones that I made an error on. And I want to pass them down. I just wanted everybody to see it. Sherry, I'm going to give you another copy possibly. right away. Okay, everybody got one? Okay. 2, 1, 3, 4. Okay. You want to pass them down for me, please? I think that's enough. You want one, Dave, or you don't need one? Okay.
Are these the correct or the incorrect?
These are the ones that I did correct, and I think I sent you the copy, but what I wanted you to see, on page 2, on the recreation, right on the first paragraph, where it says total, it only has 66,160. I put the 25 hours in front of it, and I also added the 30 hours for the 68,310. So I want, what's that?
Okay.
Did you get it? The only reason I did that is so they see 2 budgets and they want to know what the cost is for 2. And the one that I really messed up, I think it's page 5. If you see, pretty much the whole thing is gone. I wiped it out. The more I looked at it, I knew Sherry couldn't have made that many mistakes. And when I went back, I did have my notes. And what helped also is the motion by McDougal to reduce one of the lines. What I did is reinstated every one of those lines. So they were correct, Sherry. Okay, and there's no changes in it, and it was okay as written, and I don't believe I did any other changes. I want to make sure, though. This may not be the one I was looking for. Okay, that was the only change I made. I just want that clarity for the budget committee, because I sent you the correct one, but I wanted you to see how it was. Is there any other corrections that need to be made? And of course, I'll need a motion after.
I will make a motion to approve the December 18th minutes with corrections as noted.
Need a second?
Second for discussion.
Okay. Oh, there was one other thing I think I did in here. And if I can find it, it's very small. Oh, yes. The page 5-1, there was a motion fails 5-4, and I have it at 2-7. Did you get that, Sherry? The 2-7, because that motion did fail.
Which one?
That's the assessing on page 5, right near the, wow, actually.
All right, so it's not motion passes, it was,
No, it's got motion fails, and that's what it did, but I see a 5-4 next to it,
I'm looking at all the
and that's what I was going by.
yeses and the nos, though,
Okay.
and the 7-2
Oh, don't
is
go by.
correct.
All right.
2-7.
Okay,
Well,
I
there's
see.
7 yeses and 2 nos.
Oh, yeah, okay. I see. Just looking at the wrong thing.
Oh, yes, I know, I'm looking at the, there's a motion above, but that's the one I scratched out. Okay, that was the lines I scratched out, because there were 2 numbers in there. And this was the
All
one.
right, so
that-
this is all, ooh.
Okay, this whole thing that I highlighted in a different color, that's all gotta go back, except for the motion. Okay, motion fails, it had 5-4, and if I believe I went through the lines.
I have no clue at this point.
Okay, I see 2 yeses here, and the rest of them are all no's.
Approved.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
I think you're talking about the assessing.
Assessing,
Okay, it says motion made by Mr. McDougal to reduce the supply line, seconded. Then I think that this vote was for the reduction of that line.
it was
Right.
the
One
supply
thing, I
line.
believe the vote tally is incorrect. I
Okay.
made the motion to reduce it. I can't believe that I would then say vote no.
I know, I
Not
saw
reduce
that, I did see that.
You
And I
see where we're
wanted,
at, Sherry? Absolutely baffled.
that's the one I wanted to bring back up, because I did scratch it out as well. Yeah, I know you made that motion, I'm looking to see where you are, okay.
And
That
you
should
see
have
this is
been,
on page 5?
yes, page
Top
5.
of page 6, if you go to the top of page 6, isn't that what we're,
Page 5.
I know page 5, I know
Alright,
you,
but you know what, I've got page 6, which is different from your page 5.
I got page 5, and I'm looking at a lot of stuff that
You
got
had to
red
write no on that
and
one.
lined out. If I go to the top of
Yeah,
page
yeah.
6,
I refuse to believe that I would have voted no to reduce that line when I make a motion to reduce it.
Where are we?
These
Okay,
are
right
my
here. You
numbers.
should have, this should have been a yes
This
then.
is the top of my
Yes.
page.
Yes.
It still fails. So
It's still, but I want the count right.
Yeah. Yeah, it still fails. So if mine was a yes, that would have been 1, 2,
You'd be, 3-6.
3, yeah, 3, 6.
Okay. I just saw you in here. What did I say?
Mr. Chair, I'm looking at, our minutes are different here.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. What date have you got?
The 18th.
December 18th.
I because I took the same thing out of every one of them. I made, so down
I'm
there.
not assessing.
Okay, so what,
Right here. Okay, I made a motion to reduce the supply line to 300.
Yeah,
Okay.
The motion was made.
We're doing that.
Yeah.
And I believe when you look at this, discussion about that, blah, blah, blah,
In the roll call.
then we call for the reduction, for this reduction, for this motion up here. That says I voted no, I refuse to believe I voted no on
Yeah.
the reduction that I proposed.
right.
So that should have been a yes. And and it doesn't change the outcome, but it should have failed 3-6 or 6-3.
We get back into order. I mean,
I
Dave,
know I would have
You
said
see where we're at?
yes. I don't
Okay.
remember if
Alright.
Yeah, I've looked at it.
That's-
said yes or
Over here, too.
not.
Okay, that's where we're at. That's
And the number here, we
Yeah,
failed
I-
7-3.
I can look at the,
The video and adjust
video.
the numbers.
I'll look at the video and adjust the numbers.
okay, at this time, I've got it as 3-6, and you were correct.
3-6.
This is the one I wanted to bring out. I should have left my notes
Yeah.
with me. Okay. Is there any more discussion on this? Aaron, did you see anything at all? Anybody else? Okay, we have a motion on the table to approve the minutes with corrections. Do we, now, the tally?
Mr. Chairman?
Yep.
I don't know if it got corrected. What's above fire department? Police. On the vote, it says motion passes 5-3, but I think I counted 9 total votes.
Okay, what page are you on?
It's
What page?
page 7, maybe?
Okay, what's,
It's at the bottom on the vote.
Okay.
Vote. Okay, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 total votes.
yep,
But the motion was 5-3, that's 8.
yep.
So somewhere we're missing
Okay,
something somewhere.
let's take the time to find it.
It's 5-4.
Yeah.
The last 4 were all yes vote.
Okay.
Oh, wait,
Mm-mm.
no.
Well, hang on, 1, 2, 3,
I got it.
4, 5,
3.
There are 3 no's.
1.
Should be 6-3.
1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5, 6. It should be
Should be
6-3.
6-3.
Okay, and that's
Nice catch, Tom.
that's all. I think that's all that I noticed.
Imagine that, I went through this myself and I only found a couple of them. Anybody else got any errors on there? I want the numbers to be
Sure.
correct. Sherry,
I'm sorry, I was looking for that area, and you said it was page 7?
page 7,
I think it's police.
it is,
I believe page 7.
Okay.
yes it is. And it's
Or-
the bottom of the first paragraph.
Okay,
You have that?
yes, I have it.
Okay.
And you're saying that,
I think there's 6 yes votes and 3 no votes. Did we count right?
Yes.
Yes, yep, you got it right, 6-3.
Okay.
I just went through it.
motion passes 6-3.
Yes,
Okay, thank you.
I'm glad this committee is seeing something in here. Good, it was worth printing. Anything else you guys, anybody else see anything?
I think those are the 2 things that I saw.
Okay,
Say your name.
any more discussion on this? Okay, I will call a roll. You all set, Sherry? I'm gonna start with Aaron.
Yes.
Okay, Mark?
Yes.
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 Chair says yes. That's 8-0. Motion passes. Now I got, so I don't get these confused.
January
Went
2nd.
downstairs.
What's that? Yeah, I'll tell you what.
What'd you do with them?
January 2nd, I've got, he probably got his computer right there. If, for some reason, I can't get my computer to work in here. Unless there's something that's really killing that battery through. Okay, so you want one, Dave, or you all set?
I might need one, especially if you have one.
I do. I always make enough.
I'm assuming you'd like one?
The only thing I made a change of here
Would you like one too? Do we have another one?
was, okay, Aaron got one?
Yep.
I know I had extras. Okay, the only one change I made was on page 6. Second paragraph on the way on the bottom, just above misheard excused from the meeting at 7:30. The motion passes 6-3. Miss Erin voted yes and not no. She had to vote with the selectmen. So I crossed, that was the only thing I saw in this one. So the vote was 6-3 on the budget. Anybody else see anything? I believe that's the only thing that was, I saw.
Okay, that was the town of Milton. All right, I will make a motion to approve January 2nd minutes.
Second.
Discussion? Any more discussion on it? Okay. I'll call the vote. You all set, Aaron?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
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 The chair says yes. Motion passes 8-0. Okay, these minutes will be taken care of. No, January 8th. We don't have that one yet.
No.
Okay, all right, I was gonna say, I didn't think I saw that.
No, we don't have it yet. Okay, so that's gonna have to be tabled.
Move we table January 8th since we don't have it.
Second.
Kinda can't table anything that we don't have, because if anybody
Yeah,
ever,
that's true.
anybody
Okay.
calls me to the carpet with
Yeah.
that, I have nothing to show for it, because we're not gonna be able to table it. Okay, so that's the end of that. Now, questions or comments from the public? There is no public.
I don't think you should answer those questions.
Well, I want to bring it out there because I don't know where the public is. I don't seem to understand. We can't be putting everything across here that easy. Somebody's got to care.
You'd think.
Well, there's a handful of people who watch the video.
If you watch the video, but I like the comments and everything. Okay, any other business that may come before the board? I have something I got to remember to make notice for this group is we are going to hold a public hearing for the Water District, February 19th. That's a regular scheduled meeting to meet. I'm just going to make you aware of it. Mr. Bellin is going to send us the budget, so a week ahead of time with the warrants.
We'll have it for you by the 12th.
By the 12th, okay. The warrant, the capital reserve fund, Karen gave me the latest one, and I can't, I'll have to wait till the end of January. I may ask for that one too, because right now I can only get November until they're gonna wait for December to go through. Then after that, we can get the update on that one. Now, our next meeting, I scheduled it for the 22nd. I haven't heard nothing about it. Apparently, I have the room. I will ask this committee, do you want to meet?
Mr. Chairman, I think I emailed you, I can't be here.
Yes,
I
you
had a
can't be
pri-
there.
I thought this was gonna be our meeting, so I had a prior commitment.
Okay, well, this is really our scheduled
Right.
meeting, but now we had to hold this public hearing because this is the last day we can hold it.
Right.
There's no budget right now, but I sent you the town expenditure report. I don't know if anybody had time to see it. But I saw about 3 things in there that really need to be straightened out, or an explanation on it.
Send me them and I won't be here for the meeting, but I will get you the explanations for them and see if maybe I can't get somebody here in my stead.
Okay, I'm going to ask this. We've met already 3 times. I don't know if the committee is burned out, but we still do have the school to do as well, to keep an eye on it. Peg has got some questions that I'm going to be sending you to look at. I just don't want to burn this committee out. There's no budget in place. You'll see expenses, but you won't see no budget in there, because we have to wait till March.
The school will, because
Yes.
our fiscal year doesn't end until the end of June.
Yep.
So we're still,
Well, it could be a pretty short meeting, but what I'm going to do is I'll email you those, Aaron,
And I'll send it.
okay? And we won't get the final year-end report until about March. Right now, there's still bills out there that has to come back in to be reconciled before we can get the, and I also want to do is get the the revenues that came in. I'd like to see how it matches with what the budget was, because I want to see revenues from all sources. And I always ask for that, so I can match it. Did we do well? Did we go along? Did we do as good? I mean, the MS 737, which Heather's gone. I need to have Joanne take care of that, because now that we had our public hearing, we have 20 days, and this is the same thing that you saw, well, not the same thing, but it's the town's final report. The one that you did for the schools, the MS 727, is going to be posted in 4 places, and the one in the town has to be in 5 places.
And I believe Joanne's already on top of it.
Okay.
From an email I received earlier, that she's, you know,
Okay, so that's what I saw when I sent the email out. She's already got it started?
I believe.
Okay. There was no changes in there, so everything should be okay. I will notify the committee when it comes in. You'll have to sign it. I'm going to make sure that I get a Thursday in there, so the town clerk stays open till 6:30. When you're done signing them, I'm going to be posting them where they should go. That's part of my job. Nathan is taking care of the school, so. Larry, we're going to be meeting the 22nd. It's not going to be it shouldn't be a long meeting, but I'd like to go through that expense report and the school report.
Send any questions you have on the town one to Mr. Carrier by, what's today?
Today's the 15th.
Tuesday, Thursday, by
If you
Thursday,
can
that
get
way,
it, okay.
yeah.
The amounts, and there's one that I asked about it during one of the presentations, and I never got an answer to it. Okay, there's 3 that stand out. One, I have an idea where it's coming from, but I need to know. And if it's coming out where I think it is, that bottom line is not right. Okay? The one I'm really concerned about is the sewer. Okay? So we're going to meet the 22nd. There won't be much to talk about. It's just I want to go through the town report and go through the school. And I will send you the questions that Peg has sent me, and go through it, see if there's any questions. Yes.
and Bob, I'm not even sure when the last time we actually went through with all of my questions. So I've got printouts of
You do.
all of the red ones, and you would have them all
I have.
online.
I should have them, but I may not have them.
You may not have them.
I think I gave them to him, but I'm not sure. But
Okay. All right. What I will do is I will go back
yep,
and actually, you know what?
send it to me online. I'll send it to the committee.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sherry,
because I have all sorts.
I got a question for you. Will you be able to get the November 8th? November. She said something about November,
Nope,
January.
I'm not gonna be able to do November 8th.
Okay, I'm.
Not last year, but this year.
Okay.
I'll be able to do that.
You'll be able to do it. All right.
What is it?
January.
22nd?
January 8th.
February. Wait a minute.
January 22nd.
Yeah, January 22nd.
Oh.
You have, now the public hearing for the water district is going to be here, February 19th. That's usually our regular schedules. I'm going to make that into a special, meeting. It's going to be at 6 o'clock here. Sherry, you be able to do it? And we're going to get this ahead of time. He's going to send it to us. And if I can get the December capital trustees, the trust fund, the capital reserve fund, because yours is in there. You got it here, but I want to see, because it's always making some money. And I'm sure the committee's going to be asking for the capital reserve. Karen will give it to you, I'm sure. I can't think of anything else that's coming across.
February 19th.
On the
What'd I say?
town one, I met with The boat ramp was.
Yeah, February 19th. What did I say? Did I say February?
No, you said
it
it
looked like she
quickly.
was asking when.
Oh, that's a Tuesday.
So regular,
All right, I just want to make sure that Justin know I didn't forget him. Larry, you got something?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I went down to the budget, to the planning board meeting, and I was, my very coming closed it out for them. If I missed what you were discussing, are you moving ahead to a discussion of reorganization pattern of next year's meetings and our responsibilities in the water district meeting? Or do you want to discuss that on the 22nd?
Or you want to bring it up now? I mean, we go.
If convenient.
Go ahead, bring it out. We still got time.
Thank you for your shepherding through the year. The third Tuesday in March is very useful because the election will be over. If most people come back, we already have the bylaws in place and they will not seem strange. Thinking ahead, whether or not a change to a date we used to use, a Thursday, that would come more at the end of the month or at the beginning of the month, so that the full month reports from the town would be available rather than stuck on the third Tuesday. Just conversation. And if you did have a chance to say that our review, we are only the conduit for the water district. We don't have any power to change or adjust their warrants, but I like very much that you asked for the revolving funds so that the water people can see what the status of money is.
Okay, what it is, it's the trustees. They see the capital reserve fund.
Capital reserve fund.
Capital reserve fund. That's why I just asked Justin to give me.
That's what I heard.
We have November. That's the closest we can get to it.
Yeah. If it wasn't clear, you were being thanked for doing that.
I was. Let me tell you something. I have put this budget committee through quite an ordeal. I've been moving them all over the place, and my miscues they've tolerated. I don't know what else I can ask for. But okay,
Chocolate?
we'll think about it. What? What'd you say?
Chocolate?
Chocolate.
No, that's what we could ask for.
Yeah.
I tried to do my best, but I had this all patted down tonight, and Aaron sits over there, and I actually made some miscues again. It's going to happen more than once. I just don't always feel comfortable sitting here. But anyway,
Bob,
I will take, yes.
will it make you feel any better that at our school board meeting last week, we finally closed our session from
Well,
when?
you- That was probably the longest session you
close
guys
our
had.
session.
I don't recall us recessing anything. I'm hoping we didn't, because we're gonna break the record. But anyway, I will take it in consideration, Larry, but I'm gonna have to see what we have for a board next year, because I thought about the same thing. Thursdays, there's nobody's meeting anywhere, so we don't have to bounce around, and originally, we had the budgets going straight down the line on Thursdays. And I made an accommodation for someone because he's valuable, and this committee really put up with me going all over the place. You got the tour, people, and I try to keep everybody informed of what's going on, so this should not be a long meeting, the 22nd.
Thursdays next year.
And I
What?
forgot,
Have it on Thursday.
it is a holiday the day before.
Positive.
I just think we ought to go look at some of this stuff, and then I'll have to wait for the new board, whoever comes back. I'd like to see this whole committee come back. This has been one heck of a good committee, I'll tell you that right now. I've learned a lot. And I'll have to write this all down. Seems like every year, I've been on this board 9 years, and I'm still learning something from these board members. And Larry, well, he was here since day one. I just came back the next day.
Day two.
Day two.
I couldn't
Oh, I'm
find
sorry,
the
I
roll.
came in the day two. Okay, I need a motion to adjourn.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Oh, yeah. Okay, everybody, I mean, all those in favor?
Aye.
Those
No.
opposed?
Take your
Oh,
pick.
We got one no in there.
Tie goes to the lady.
I just have
Just
to know.
give me
We
the
never have
second.
no.
Well, sometimes I can drag this out, but I wanna go home.
Oh, yeah, we didn't really, you wanna get out of here at all?
This committee